So good.
Yeah. He's probably the best fullback in the world, I'd say, in like 08, 09, 10. Don't tell him I said that, though.
Is Hooky playing 13 this game?
Yes. Yeah. Steve played 10.
Yeah.
Hooky 13. And it was coming off, like, I remember 09 quite clearly, because 09 was, like, obviously quite a tough year for all three of us. You know, Ireland won the Six Nations in Cardiff, and then obviously what happened with the Lions. So, like, 2010, it was kind of a bit of a redemption year, I felt. I know we didn't win the tournament that year. I think Ireland won it, didn't they?
No, it was France, was it?
Oh, was it France? Was it France 2010?
I think.
God.
Sure.
Oh, so someone may have scored a worldie in that year, didn't he?
Yeah, we lost to France. We lost to France at home, didn't we, in 2010?
Yeah, but we were in the same position.
And England. Well,
I remember, like, the French game was almost a carbon copy of this one, wasn't it, at the end? But the French decided to kick it out, didn't they?
That's it.
Chris Patterson. He was a good goal kicker, wasn't he, Patterson?
He was a very good goal kicker.
Yeah, he had a
very
good
good goal kicker. So he played 15. Was Parksy at 10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this did he get Memo M in this game?
Yeah, he did, aye.
Yeah.
Shane probably got it.
No, I didn't. He kicked us off the park, didn't he? If I remember rightly.
There were a few drop goals coming up, I think.
Yeah.
Classic Jamie Roberts spotlets. We were quite lucky to win this, really, weren't we?
Yeah.
Very slow ball. No option really for
Party.
Parks. And that's what he's there to do.
Shane Williams waits. Takes it over his shoulder well.
Play the pitch, right?
The old Millennium Stadium pitch.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not the best of starts for me, if I'm honest. There it goes.
Get it down there.
Fizzing low onto Patterson.
Oh, JT playing the second row. Glad to get out.
Is that Will's hooker as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Grubb as well, 9.
Yeah. Coop's 9.
RC, Lou said.
His 100th cap.
Yeah, halfpenny on the other wing, wasn't he? He hasn't played that often since then, much has he?
Parksy.
Again, familiar routine. Lovely kick. Leeburn watching it carefully, just keeps it in.
That is it. Oh, I was going to say it was a good kick, but
Parks himself.
Good kick.
Scotland effectively 14 men at the moment. Chris Patterson having treatment.
Yeah, they come at us in the first half, didn't they?
oh,
Good hands from Scotland, and they have an overlap if they can use it, but it's forwards out there in Kelly.
good fella, Kelly Brown. Good bloke. Good singer too, Jim. Good singer, yeah.
Here's a random bit of knowledge for you. Me and him sung with JLS.
Did you?
Chris Patterson,
Yeah, he was even better than JLS, to be fair.
Did you do that backflip that little guy from used to do? Do you remember that? Used to...
Yeah. No, he didn't do that first. Oh, what was that? Oh, it was a grub, wasn't it?
John Barkley.
Barkley.
Gareth Cooper, I think. Yeah.
You blame the grub.
Barkley just bounced about 3 of us, I think. That's a young-looking John Barkley there.
Yeah. Run hard and straight.
Wow. They probably thought they were going to win this too. Ross Ford. He's a big...
Is that Hooky and Coops, is it? Tackle practice.
Howley looking behind blaming him. We do, mate.
2 of them, look. Oh. 2 of them. Oh, it's good strength. Boom.
Oh, he's got a bit too much toe there, James.
Yeah, a bit too much toe there. He had a head start, mate. Had a head start.
Your wing days are gone by then, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. I put on a bit of weight there. Bit of ballast.
Go on, Gabe.
Any of you lads, how many games do you lose to Scotland in your career?
4 internationals.
0.
And now a man who's a little bit
Once.
Was that early on in your career? Was that 05? No, not 05. The Grand Slam in 05, wasn't it?
07.
07. In Murrayfield.
Yeah, 07, yeah, I don't think after that. Rob Sidoli's boot, plate of his boot, came off the boot. It was mad. You know.
What maker is boot?
I can't say that, but it was.
Oh, you can't say that, yeah.
We all, it was a few of the front five boys that had these super duper boots made, and yeah, there wasn't enough glue in them.
They weren't very super duper.
They weren't super duper. No. Did you not play that year then?
No, my first
I didn't
cap
play
was
in
08.
07.
Why did you play 07? Well, here it is. There he goes. There he goes. Oh my God.
The no-look pass.
That was the old Dan Parks in defence, just come up and tries to spook you. Just completely missed me.
Yeah. Oh, he weren't going for you, was he? Let's be honest.
No, that's the thing. I remember Parks. I played with Parks
Yours.
a couple of years at Cardiff, and he used to love that tactic. He used to rush off the line.
Chris Patterson chips it away, but Scotland will have the scrum. But what a chance!
Kelvin Birdie.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Parks, he just used to run up, just go for the interception. Obviously, he gets the interceptions. He's under our sticks, but it leaves you massively vulnerable if you don't get it right.
The ball goes wide. There's no support on the right-hand
You got
side.
Look, he actually passes the ball and then gets the ball back without anyone passing him the ball. Very unique.
Penalty to Wales this time.
These are the good old days of scrums.
Ewan Murray disagrees.
Fly in as hard as you can and just hope for the best. Good actually, they're striking him.
Yeah, that was strut, isn't it?
Is Andy Robinson coaching now? Is he in charge of any teams? Is he coaching anywhere?
I don't know really. I'm not sure. His son's still a Cardiff, isn't he?
Hey.
Yeah, he's a good player, Ollie. Really good player. There we are. Reece Long.
Hey, Adam, good signing for us to gun license, isn't it? Alan Clark.
Mad at it. So they got some serious media that week. He lives in the town, see? He's
Oh, does he? That's where he's living.
yeah, so he lives. He's well, it's only quarter of an hour from training. Well, he was in Llandarcy, so
Yeah.
yeah, he lives in the town, so he loves it. I think he's probably embraced Valley small town life. The Pennebont and the Sked and all the pubs he's done. He's having a great time about it. No, he's they like him uptown.
Yeah.
He could kick a ball, this bloke, couldn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, fair play, Riv.
Oh, yeah. Like a salmon.
I know. You out jumped the 6'4" inside centre we had.
Hey, Bob,
Yeah.
you're world famous here. We've got a message from Carlos Campos. I love you, Adam Jones. You're the best prop in the world. Greetings from Mexico.
Oh, excellent.
Carlos Campos.
Campos.
That is the most Mexican name I've ever heard.
Carlos Campos.
Well, you got fans all around the world, boy.
Yeah. Massive fans of scrimmaging in Mexico. Scrimmaging and guarding one around ruck. Good
Scotland are bossing this game, boys.
Yeah, I know. You see Halloween's, even though he wasn't been around that long then, he's still annoying and the pain in the backside around the breakdown, just like moither and everything. Just
Yeah.
Making a nuisance of himself, isn't he?
yeah.
Howley, man.
Howdy.
You never forget that Howley played in this game, would you?
My God, no. Jughead just made a relatively dominant hit then.
We got bomb, bearing a head in ruck set.
Nothing wrong with that. I don't want to be out there, but I'm way too far away from the ruck up there.
Parks, he loved to drop goal. He was good at them as well. Jeez, I think in this game he struck a few. One of them
was he with the Blues? Was he with the Blues here?
Meters. No, I think it was the following year, 2010. It was a year. It might have been. It might have been Blues. We won the Amlin Cup in 2010. Sweeney played in that. I think Parksy came the year after this.
So after Nicky and
After Nicky, but Nicky left in 09.
oh, did he?
I
Okay.
think Sweeney played 10.
Who's that? One of the Lamont brothers?
No, it's Tom Evans.
Is it?
I
Yeah,
think so.
yeah. I can't see. It's
No, it
very
is. No, you're
glitchy,
right.
my-
It is.
my
It is
picture.
Rory
Oh,
Lamont.
Sean. It is Sean. Is it Rory
It's
or
Rory
Sean?
Lamont. Yeah, Sean played 13.
Is it?
It's Rory Lamont. Yeah.
They had
Sean
a big
played,
back.
yeah,
They
on
had
the
a big
wing as well
back line, didn't they?
sometimes. Yeah.
And Morrison was big. The wingers were big.
Yeah. We have Nicky Walker as well, didn't we? He's a big old
Oh,
goose.
Nicky. He was big, Nicky. Yeah. There he is. I won't say what Lynn Jones once told him at half time out in Ulster, but it might be the funniest thing I've ever.
You won't say, but.
But it might be the funniest thing I've ever heard in a half time team talk.
Come on, share with us, Bob.
It was around him. He doesn't get paid to kick the ball, and he doesn't get paid that.
Oh, good tackle,
Oh
Shane.
no! Oh,
Wow.
My screen's all stop start, yeah.
yeah. Every time you get bumped off.
Every time you make a mistake, mate, the screen stops.
God, they're killing us, aren't they? That foul, great foul ball. Oh.
Yeah, good start, Scotland. Fair play.
What position was he playing then? Max Evans.
On the other wing.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
But was he not a centre? No.
Yeah, he played 13 as
Century,
well.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Max. Oh, he's off the bench. There you are. Someone must have gone off.
Ah, okay. God, they're a big side.
Yeah. Great kick. Have you got commentary on yours, or is it quiet?
Mine's quiet.
Yeah, mine's quiet as well.
Right, okay.
Who would do commentary? Jiffy and Eddie Butler or something like that?
No, it's
Cotter. Andrew Cotter.
Andrew Cotter on this one, yeah.
Longy.
Longy's FA now, yeah? Still doing
Yeah.
I still can't believe this is 10 years ago, like.
No,
Right now.
I saw something the other day. The Principalities was voted the best rugby stadium in the world. That was it.
Voted the best rugby stadium in the world.
Yeah, that'd be fair enough, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. It's awesome.
Do you know what's number?
Six Nations in Cardiff is just unbelievable. There's nothing like it.
It might have been. Was it voted or was it someone's opinion? Because Bath was 5th.
What, with their pitch?
Yeah.
It's awesome. The Wreck's brilliant, but God, they've got a sort of pitch out there.
I think the Knoll was second.
best changing rooms.
Right then.
I'm going to say he gets this. As they used to say in the olden days, it's the right side for the kicker. Not him, obviously.
Bomb, we got a question here from James Williams for you. He's asking, how's life for the Quins, and hope they're treating you well. Not long finished reading your autobiography, and would like to say I really enjoyed it. I'd like the opportunity to get you to sign it when you're in Cardiff. I'm sure that might be in quite a while. You going shopping in Cardiff. But how's life for the Quins, mate? How are they treating you? Obviously, I asked you briefly at the start of the show, about when the Premiership are going to go back. How's it been? Obviously, before we went into lockdown, are you enjoying coaching, mate?
Good, mate. Yeah, good club. It's enjoyable. It's obviously changed a wee bit personnel-wise with the coaches since you were there, Jim. But no, it's been good. It's been tough. Well, I wouldn't say tough careers, but we've been a bit up and down consistency wise. But no, it's a good setup, and no, I'm really enjoying it. This there's a lot of potential there. We've got rid of all the dead wood like yourself, and and
is your remit?
No,
is your remit anything apart from scrums, mate? Do you do some of the forward stuff, the line-up stuff as well, or?
Bit of scrums and breakdown. Oh, my TV's gone. Has everyone else's TV gone? Dead.
No, mine's still there.
Oh, mine's refreshing. So. Oh, there we are. No, scrums, breakdown, help out as much I can the lineouts. But no, it's he's, to be fair, guys, he's pretty good. He's wants everyone to have an input. So speak to Nick Evans about what the big boys can and can't do. So it's everyone's got a bit of a input to everything. And now my screen is totally frozen.
And like coaching wise, do you look to the future then as a coach and kind of envisage or is that dangerous to do that? Kind of, you think, right, what do I want to be doing? Do you want to go and coach back in Wales? Do you want to coach around the world? Do you want to coach internationally?
No, I mean, I'm still quite young. I've done it's my third proper year now, I guess. But no, I'm just enjoying trying to learn as much as I can. Really, I guess in this lockdown, you've had a chance to read up on different coaches and what they do, not just rugby. So it's it's interesting to see how these superstar coaches and just see them learn different things.
Is there anyone you've tried to learn from in particular during lockdown?
I had a great chat some of the with Greg Feek the other day, who was with Leinster and Ireland, and I was with the All Blacks. So just try to pick his brains, and a lot of it you do with yourself, and it's not a lot of rocket science in it, especially around scrum. But no, it's nice to see if you it gives you a bit of if you're doing the same things as these guys, then you kind of head in the right direction, I guess. But no, you kind of you're not looking too far ahead. Really, just want to kind of do as well as you can.
Yeah, awesome. How about you, Shane? Go on.
No, I was just gonna say, is any plans to come back and coach in Wales, or are you enjoying your time in the big smoke up there?
Oh, I mean, nothing so far, but you never know, do you? But no, I like it a bit. It's good. This it's a good bunch of boys, especially up in the front row group. Obviously we lost Kyle this year. We spent kind of a lot of time over the last 5 years, but but we've signed obviously Jamie's Stormers mate. So
who's that now? Oh yeah, Wilco.
Yeah.
God, he's a strong boy. Jeez.
Yeah, I can't believe you penalised me for that. Sorry,
Wilco Lowe is an absolute unit, I tell you.
How big is he?
He's big, mate. I remember being down there and he had to do tackle practice, and they paired me up with him, and I was like, oh my god, this guy is a unit, mate, and he's fit as well. I mean, he's big boy, but he gets around the park as well.
Yeah.
Brilliant scrummager, real collision dominant player. He'd be good for you. You got Esterhuizen coming as well, haven't you? So a couple of Springboks.
Yeah, it's good. It's interesting times now. What about you boys then? Would you look to coach, or are you just neither you fancy it?
Shane, have you coached?
No, I had full intention of coaching, to be honest. I went to when I was in Japan, and obviously played a couple of years out there, but at the end I finished off with a year of coaching, and I enjoyed it. It's just when I got back, I had so many things that I'd lined up to do. Like coaching just didn't have time in my life, really, to be honest with you, and it's kind of slipped away in that sense. But maybe something I want to get back into eventually. But at the moment, there's other things, there's other priorities, really, and I think I help out to my boys under 11s team. That's hard enough. They don't listen to me. So,
how can you expect adults to listen to them?
I know, exactly. But I think the adults will be easier. But I just my boy's first training session, right? I had my boots on, ready to go and help, and he turns around and he goes, "Dad, you've had your time. This is my time now," and he wouldn't let me train him. So So yeah, so he kind of took it away from me. Really, he did. Fair play to him. But no, I enjoy the commentary and the punditry side. To be honest, I'm still involved in the game, still able to get to the stadiums and watch the games, bump into the boys once in a while. But it's just not coaching. No time for the coaching at the moment.
It's a longer day than playing. That's the one thing I didn't realise. It's a
it's not
lot
like you
longer
can,
the day.
not like you can slope off home at 2 o'clock, is it?
No, exactly.
No.
Yeah. I'm the same as Shane. I want to kind of stay in the game. Hopefully, I want to play for another few seasons yet. And then it's a question of how I stay in the game. I want to stay in the game, whether that's through media or through coaching. Coaching is quite appealing. Either as defence coach or kind of director of rugby would be pretty cool. Whether I've got the skill set to do that, I'm not quite sure. But that'd be pretty cool if I get the opportunity to do that. But I don't know. As I said, Shane, I know you do quite a lot of the media stuff. Do you pick and choose a lot of that, or weekends wise? That's the thing. A lot of players, I think they played every weekend. Every weekend has been occupied for 10 years, 15 years, whatever. And when you finish the game, I envisage wanting my weekends back.
Yeah. It's a bit of both, really. I think I am lucky. Sometimes I can pick and choose. I'm not tied in every weekend. I do cover a lot of the Premier Sports games, So, but that could be a Friday night or a Saturday afternoon, and that's not every week, which suits me down to the ground. I enjoy my family time. I enjoy being home on a Saturday at 9. I enjoy not having to go away on away trips every other weekend. But then on the flip side, I can also go to World Cups, Lions tours, be involved in those games and travel the world. Like me and you were out in Japan, weren't we, Jim? And that was just an incredible experience being part of that, So I'm lucky. I've got the kind of the balance right, I think.
Yeah. That's the first time I've seen Alwyn stay down off an injury there, haven't we?
I know, yeah. What's he done? Did he break his elbow? Oh, there he is. He's up now. He's holding it.
That's a one-hand tackle, isn't it? He's still holding it. This is where Tom gets that injury, isn't it?
To be fair, I know Tom's obviously hurt himself here, but I know a lot of people, young kids, will see Alwyn like he is now, but he's always been pretty much a say, pass it.
Oh. I tried. He was ahead of me.
Was Coops calling you all names there?
Yeah, Coops was surrounding me then. He wasn't happy. He was under the sticks, I think.
Yeah, like I think, like you said there, Bomb. That's a young Alan Wynne there.
Yeah.
Who, he's got to have some serious injury to go off the field, doesn't he? He's running around with one arm there. I think it's the old Sean Edwards philosophy, isn't it?
Yeah.
If your leg's not broken, you get back in that line.
Yeah.
But that sums up Alan Wynne Jones, doesn't it? I'd be crying on the floor. I would. I'm gonna be honest.
His elbow's probably broken as well.
I remember Yanto hurt his knee against the All Blacks once, and Sean was ripping into him like the team meeting, and someone said, "Oh, he's out for like 8 months because he's torn every ligament in his knee." And Sean didn't realise. He was like, "Oh, what? Yanto should have got up here. Yanto, why didn't he get up? Yanto wasn't even in the meeting. He's in hospital."
No, I just
Kapachi.
Didn't quite get it, did he?
He's done great job out in France, though.
Well, you could see it straight away, can you?
Yeah, it's very. I found it very similar to us in 2008.
Yeah, I could see it straight away. They're so much more organised, not only in defence, but with the ball as well. They just looked. They would get back on their feet a lot quicker. They were getting organised quicker. There was a bit more chat, and
France might dark horse.
And when you got that talent,
yeah. They obviously Wales. They tripped up against Wales really. They should have won that game, but obviously that red card killed them, and Wales beat them, and obviously lost to the Bronx in the semi. But France had all but beaten Wales in that game. Like I really did think they were going to win the tournament, France.
Shane Williams now, is there any way through for his magic?
Did he overrun you there? Or?
Yeah.
It's a lovely pass to Jamie, I've got to be honest.
I found we swapped quite a bit, Shane. Looking back over games, obviously because we wanted to get you on the ball as much as we could as second receiver, because you could be a threat on the ball rather than just be out on the wing and expecting the ball to come with you. So when I did find when we played together, you'd often be second receiver, and you put on your footwork, kind of put me in space or have attack the line and look to offload.
Yeah, I think it's no secret that I enjoy being first receiver, but for me, when I've got someone like you running on a short ball or a Bernie ball or a Bernie line as they used to call it, or a rip or a switch or something, it helps my game as well because they stand off me. They can see you coming, so they stand off me a little bit, and I'm able to put you in the hole or wherever. And it helps my games. If they stand off too much, I can have a crack myself. And I felt I was more of a threat at first receiver sometimes than at second or third receiver, because if the defense had drifted, I usually had two men on me at second or third receiver, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I quite enjoy playing that 10 position.
If you were someone like me defending against you, then you were good at picking on that sort of weaker defender, because I'm obviously scared. I'm obviously scared of your footwork, and then I'm concentrating so much on that. Then you got Jamie coming in, like triple threats coming with Jamie and someone out the back, and as you said, the Bernie line. It's like that's such a hard thing for the big fellas to do, as when you came into as a first receiver.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, unless there was an overlap, the place I didn't like being was on the wing, because usually it was a catch and score kind of thing. I know, which is great. Don't get me wrong, but it's very rarely that happens. So for me, I had to get into positions where I felt I could beat the guy in front of me, and or put someone into space to beat them. So having people like Jamie and Bernie as well was great at doing it, running those lines, made my game and my life a whole lot easier, and that's why I was a greedy git.
Do you ever remember when Bernie thought his head was stuck in the Liberty Stadium pitch?
It probably was. It probably still is.
Do you remember Brian, the physio, Brian Downey, grey-haired Irish guy? He came off. I was on the bench. He said, Bernie's banged his head. He thought his head was stuck in the grass.
Yeah, young Richard Rees on.
Just
got a quick birthday shout out, guys, to a message from Samantha Tuvey asking for a birthday shout out for her sister Jess. Happy 40th, ex-RAF, now A&E nurse. So happy birthday, Jess. Happy 40th birthday, and keep up the good work.
Happy birthday, Jess.
Happy birthday, Jess.
Yeah, you're a legend. Thank you.
Thank you.
So Richie Rees on. Tactical, or was Coops injured?
I can't remember really. He's a good player, Richie, isn't he?
Yeah, very good player.
Very good.
Was he? So when Cardiff had that little couple of years, yeah,
Sorry,
he does a bit of media as well. So when Cardiff had that run of like 2 years when you were half decent, when you were the second best team in Wales. Was he starting 9 for you, or Spicy or something like that?
Yeah, well, him and Spicy. Spicy came. Richie would have played 09, 10 when we won our trophies. I say won our trophies. We won the Amlin in 2010. Obviously, made the Heineken Cup semi-final in 09. That penalty shootout, Richie played in that. He was just a real good kind of organiser, real gritty player. And he brought those qualities for Wales as well. Good organiser. He was good on the ball. That's what he wanted from half-backs, really.
Did you have a kick in that semi-final?
No, I was subbed with 1 minute to go in extra time. Kerry Sweeney, because Sweeney was on the bench. So I think Di was like, right, we need to get Sweeney on the park. Who out the backs is the worst kicker? And he's gone along the back and he gone, Jamie, get on. So I didn't take a kick.
What a first half he had.
You'd have backed yourself, though?
I would have backed myself, jeez, but I wouldn't have. I'm the funny one. Tom James used to practice those kicks all day long.
Yeah. He's a good kicker though, Tom,
yeah.
isn't he?
Yeah, he's a good kicker, man. I didn't even practice those kicks, so no doubt I would have missed.
Clowns and shakes of head for Wales.
Just what they want.
Hey, Adam, you used to fancy yourself as a kicker, didn't you? Remember Neath when Lynn Jones wanted you to do it for a season?
Yeah, I did.
That's a poor kick.
I reckon I was in the top 5 in Neath at one point. Maybe top 4.
Hey, that's not saying much.
No, I know it's not. No.
But was it your last game you took? I
Hey.
remember being at. I think it was your last game at the Youngs Park, and you took
No, it
a
was
kick.
just-
Or was that just a random conversion or drop goal or something?
That was a drop goal to win the game, yeah.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
I missed, so I don't. It was, yeah. No, Neath, I used to love Neath. Neath was such a laugh.
God, Neath even had me kicking for a season.
Yeah, I know. It was so funny.
Well, look, you could throw a blank
Some real good players there. It was just like,
Yeah,
on the
but
outside,
lunatics just.
send it over again.
yeah. We were a team full of headers.
Scotland are and have been winning those contact areas.
I mean, the last year of Neath before Ospreys, we had a proper good side.
Deep for Parks. This one a little bit ugly down
Yeah.
the middle of the
We
field.
were unlucky when we nearly won the league a couple of times.
For a moment,
Yeah, the
Lost in
year
a
before
couple
we
of
almost won
finals.
it. Yeah,
Max Evans to leap
we
for
got.
Scotland.
Oh yeah, we got hammered by Munster in that one year
Wallace frees himself, just keeps
in the Celtic. Do you remember the Celtic League final?
That's right, yeah.
That must have been a forward
got-
pass.
Well, the celebrations
Is this try given? No, it's not. It's not.
No, I don't think it is. Don't think it is.
I can't. My screen's frozen. So
So a question from one of the fans here, guys. Can anyone remember the halftime team talk? I'm pretty sure we got a bit of a bollocking.
Yeah. I
yeah.
think we were, yeah. We
Or
did.
Sean
We
just
had
give
a bit
it.
of a
Or Sean
ball
just
game.
give one of the looks.
Yeah, the death stare for Sean Edwards.
leaps and just gets it at the second.
We
Yeah, I
certainly
think
do
the-
look
the-
a bit of a
the
different
thing
team,
was-
don't we, this second half?
Yeah, I think we were just rubbish, weren't we? Yeah, that's that line. Look, that's that short.
Let's get on that
of the
45,
switch.
yeah.
Yeah. I think
Shade
we
of
just tried
second
playing a
receipt.
bit too much rugby, didn't we? You know, it was as simple as that. We made a lot of mistakes, a lot of errors. We just really played Scotland into the game, I think. But it did get better.
And again, that loose pass just gives the Scottish defence a bit more time. James Hook going round the suburbs.
Now it's on.
Shane Williams. Williams with Lee Byrne outside him. Lee Byrne.
There he is. Get Shane on the
There it
ball.
is.
That's the thing. If you get you across the pitch and players dropping under, you're gonna cause
Yeah.
a dent somewhere.
Yeah. I think it's no surprise really that I played my best rugby and Wales played good rugby when we played with tempo. When we got quick, clean ball from the breakdown, we could get wide because we did have good forwards that could play in the back line there. We're pretty sharp, like some Nugget and of course Adam.
Yeah.
Good hands, good skills.
Of course, yeah.
It makes a hell of a difference, and I think you look at the modern game now. Players like Justin Tipperick and these guys, you get them in the back line, don't panic, do you? And I think that suits Wales. So yeah, stayed wide that one.
It's funny it was changed from like obviously when we were playing here sort of around the corner, but now it's changed to the sort of 2-4-2 or the 1-3-3-1 or the different like formations and in your attack phase.
I think that's because that's coming from the contact area. Like you watch some of these rucks in these games, there's 4 or 5 players in rucks on attacking
Yeah.
teams. Like you just don't see it now. You try and put
It
maximum.
looks very messy, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
those-
does. And the laws of the breakdown have changed a lot.
Yeah, but that was because the front 5 got a pat in the back for how many rucks they hit.
Yeah.
So we all used to try to hit every ruck.
Try as many rucks as you could. Yeah.
Great pass again.
That's Parks to Sean Lamont.
Yeah.
Scotland into the Welsh half.
So, just a quick comment from Howell Evans on YouTube to wish Carol Evans a happy birthday. Lifelong Ospreys and Wales fan is watching tonight, so happy birthday, Carol.
Happy Carol.
Happy birthday, Carol.
And then we've got a question from Nick Larder. You've all ended up having stellar careers, but I also remember other times, e.g. 2006, Bomb, we've already mentioned that year, when you had lows. What were your highs and what were your highest highs and lowest lows? Bomb, start with you.
Highest high winning with the Lions, I think, and the Grand Slams. Lowest lows definitely been subbed off after half an hour in my first, probably my first 5 or my first 7 tests, and then in my last test. So yeah, they weren't particularly great times, but no.
And so, did we ever? Let's talk about that a bit more, Bob. Not that I want to.
Do we have to?
Yeah, no. But what was it? Early in your career when that was happening, was it part of the? Would the coach tell you at the start of the game, look, you're going to just give me half an hour, 40 minutes of everything you got?
No.
Okay.
No. So the first time it happened was in the 3 World Cup when Shane and Shane, it's him and JT were carving the All Blacks up, and so I didn't know. So my number came up after half hour. I thought I checked to see if I was injured. But no,
you looked at your body.
Yeah, my leg was hanging off or something. But no, nothing really. I didn't really get much of an explanation. Spoke to Steve Hansen like years after, and I was a little bit more confident. And Ali Williams convinced me to have a few pints after a game and ask him. And it was tough at the time. I was only 22, so
it was. But still good enough to start. I found it quite weird.
Yeah, it was like there was chat. The scrums. There's less scrums between X minutes, and so I to be honest, it didn't really. Any excuse at the time was more of a just not excuse, but any reasoning they give me was it fell a bit on deaf ears, and it was, I didn't. Well, I would say I probably didn't cope with it as well as I could have then.
Yeah, and the highs. What would be your most enjoyable lines? You talked about winning with the Lions. What if you compare South Africa to Australia?
Obviously the winning, isn't it? Trip. Yeah. I like South Africa because it's very rugby and that type of thing. But I just thought, I guess going on a tour and doing something on a tour was, that's what I wanted to. I think in South Africa I probably went 3rd choice and ended up coming back, playing in 2 of the 3 tests before injury. But I think you want to go on a tour and you want to do something. You want to play test matches, and I've count myself very lucky to have done that. And seeing someone like Sinclair, I remember he asked me what what Sink's like. He's always asking questions about everything about rugby. He's very and I said, you just got to go. You want to go and do something, and fortunately for him, he will. He has, and he will definitely go again. But no, definitely I enjoyed the South Africa tour because it kind of made me a better player, I guess.
Yeah. How about you, Shane? Highest highs and lowest lows. Dare I say 08 when he got World Player of the Year? Be a highest.
Yeah, well, I think 08 generally was a pretty good year for me. We obviously went on. We won the Grand Slam. Look at this guy. What a salmon!
What
like
a catch! Sorry, let's
what a catch!
Appreciate that catch.
Yeah, like a salmon. 2 big guys there marking me as well. I was.
You used to practice that in training, Shane. Like, you didn't just do that off the cuff. You used to do quite a lot of that in training. I remember watching you back 3 lads doing quite a lot of that.
Well, I was told that pretty much, they're going to be targeting you. Well, any team I played against targeted me really. When you're 5'6", you're not an aerial threat, as they say. But so I knew, like Adam said earlier on, you had big lads playing in the back 3 for this. And after all that work, he goes and does a 3-point drop
kick.
goal.
I remember that drop goal. I remember that
hell of a kick. But yeah, look, it's things you have to work on in a game, and that's it. But yeah, going back to the question, Jim, I think 08 in general was just incredible for me because I just come back from an injury. 07 didn't go particularly well for Wales. Get knocked out for the World Cup. And I just wanted to go on and do something big that year. I felt good. I had a good pre-season training, and it started with a new coach, and we went on and done something special with the Welsh team. So and it just got better. Became World Player of the Year, play the tournament, and everything I touched turned to gold. Thank God. But
I remember that try. I remember that try at Loftus on the side that year as well.
Ridiculous.
Unbelievable. Yeah, outrageous try.
It
was just one of those years for you. One of those years for you, wasn't it?
It was. And on another day, someone would have tackled me. So that just the year itself was fantastic. lows, look, definitely getting dropped from the Welsh team in 01 was hard, but I think, you know, it eventually made me the player I was. I came back stronger, fitter and faster because of it, because of Steve Hansen, even though at the time he wasn't on my Christmas card list. But probably the one that hurt the most was World Cup 2011 semi-final. Only because it's quite simply, I believe we should have won the game and we could have won the final, a World Cup. That one still stings.
Do you think that's the best chance Wales? You know, they lost in the semi-final last year as well, but
yeah,
it does hurt. It hurts me as well. That game, jeez.
It stings. You know, we should have won that game, James, shouldn't we? And you know, New Zealand didn't play particularly well in the final, and I just can't help but think that we'd have won that match. I know it's easy to say, but you know, it still stings. It really does.
Well, the Wales will have a better chance again, you know.
Yeah.
A very young Sam Warburton just going on the field then.
Yeah. I think Warby made his debut in I want to say 09. Him and Foxy Lions year when they toured America and Canada in the summer of 09. Foxy was the same as well as Warby. So on that question, my lowest low would be 09. Brutal year. Obviously, we lost to Ireland. The 3 games which could have just changed my career. We lost to Ireland in the stadium. Remember Ireland parade in the Grand Slam around Cardiff, O'Gara drop goal. That was brutal.
Shane got skinned by Tommy Bowe,
a few weeks later, we had the penalty shootout at the stadium. And so to lose a Six Nations tournament by a last-minute drop goal, then I lost the Heineken Cup semi-final by a penalty shootout, and then went and lost the Lions series by a last-minute penalty at Loftus. So that year was just brutal.
You were just thinking about the bonuses you lost, weren't you?
I think Steve Jones took a hammering, didn't he, off the lads after that 09 game. That penalty that didn't go over. I remember that. I remember that well. And then highs probably. 09 tour, obviously with the Lions, was a high for another reason. I was quite young in my career, what I managed to achieve on that tour. A bit like you, Bob, kind of went on tour, not really expecting to be in the Test side, and then, you know, playing a significant part in the Test series was pretty cool. And 2013, you know, that after I think the hurt of 9 and 11, certainly that World Cup semi-final, to be then part of that group, going into 12 and 13 and winning, you know, the Grand Slam in 12 and 13 for Wales were pretty outstanding years for us. And I guess going through that pain probably inspired the majority of this group, you know, we're watching now, to go on and achieve that.
Yes.
Hey Jim, you know when you were asked to move to 12?
Yeah.
What were your initial thoughts?
So that was summer tour in 08. So, you know, I alluded to it already, where Shane scored that try at Loftus. That game, I played fullback first game at Bloemfontein.
Yeah.
And then Sean Edwards came up to me in a week on the Wednesday. I was just at the laptops doing some analysis work. He was like, all right, kid, have you ever played in the midfield? And I was like, yeah, when I was 15 for Cardiff Schools back in the day. And I was like, oh yeah, we're going to play the 12 on Saturday, mate. And so, you know, just against the world champions, Jean de Villiers at Loftus.
Geordie Jean, was he?
Yeah, sure. All right. And so that was it, yeah. So it was literally like, we're going to play in the midfield. We think we could be great for us in the midfield. And I loved it. I loved the... There you are, Shane, swearing up to lad. I just love the confrontation on the advantage line, Bob. I loved the challenge in defence of just stopping teams' momentum and also kind of giving us momentum with ball in hand. So the kind of that physical challenge.
Did you come in? Sorry, I don't want to overtake the questions, but did you find it frustrating then towards sort of the end of your career? Any negative feedback or negative press you'd get?
Yeah, there was a bit of negativity, but look, there's no secret to how I played the game.
No, I know, and that's the thing. So you can pass.
Yeah, there we are for left as well. There's no secret to my strengths. How I played the game.
You did there what many teams Shane's had. Just give him the ball.
Give the ball to Shane. Yeah. But yeah, look, the game changes, the game evolves, and it depends how your team that you're in wants to play the game. And Wales for a long time we had that defence under Sean, and even that changed a bit towards my last couple of years with Wales. It certainly has in the last few years. They still bring line speed, but they're not as aggressive off the line as we were when we played. And in attack, and for Wales for a long time, that first phase was pretty direct, wasn't it? It was down that channel outside of 10, and I was usually the guy tasked with putting us on the front foot. And I loved that role. I enjoyed it. And Bomb, you talked towards the latter kind of few years of my Test career. There was the question mark I posed myself was, right, there's always an issue here that I try and become someone I'm not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or do I try and do what I do best? Do I try and do it better? And I took the latter path. I tried to kind of bring the offloading game in a bit more, just adding subtleties to what I did well. I wasn't picked after 2017, but I loved what I brought to the team and really enjoyed the way I played the game. And rugby, you can dress rugby up in many ways. And I really hope there's a space for both. Props like you, players like Shane, and players like me as well. And the minute there isn't, the game has lost its appeal.
Yeah, no, I mean, exactly, and that's why I asked the question, because at the end of the day, you still need front football, and you still need first phase and quick ball off the first phase, and here we go.
I think it was disallowed, that one. Oh. Was it?
Well, you don't look very happy, so no.
Yeah. No.
Was that big fella then who just shouted in the crowd from Leith?
I think you remember
score
him.
many tries, man. I'm gutted that wasn't good.
How many did you score?
Oh God, 94 tests, so probably no more than 10. I set them up, Bob. First phase.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, you can blame Ryan Jones for that one.
Did he block? Did he?
Yeah, I think so. I think he just came up in just
bad.
in front of Lamont. He made a bit of a fuss.
Ooh. That was a great foot by whoever that was. It.
There's a foot, missed the kick to touch. Big mistake. Wales come again now. It is all red attack in these final moments.
Squeeze ball. I remember us getting a tell off if he didn't squeeze. Like, it was good, and it meant that teams couldn't jackal us, but also I think slowed down our ball. When you kind of look back,
when you go that wide, isn't it?
Yeah, lines a lot of the time would have to dig.
Did you happen to watch the Wales? Did you see the Wales England game the other day? 2008.
Oh wait, I didn't.
No, it was JT got knocked out by Johnny Wilkinson.
Yeah.
And then on the reviews, they just said he was running the wrong line and got everything he deserved. So because the game on the back row was running in the midfield, between the 15s, and good Wobby. I probably didn't realise how good Wobby was when I was playing with him.
Oh, there we are.
Here we are.
Beautiful.
One touch of the game. Perfect.
Question from Mel on Facebook for Shane. You training for Ironman Wales in lockdown? You do brilliant, Shane. Let's just watch this try first. Put Bernie away.
What a try.
Straight line. Great finish. But watch your close half as you from getting tackled.
Oh, no.
He was proper quick. Was he faster?
I enjoy half. No, don't be so silly.
Don't be silly.
I tell you what, man, he was a good winger, Halfpenny. I like Lee Halfpenny on the wing. I enjoyed playing with him on the wing. I thought he got involved in the game a lot more with ball in hand. He'd actually played a good game in this one. He was quite busy.
He's such a good kicker, though.
But
my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Watch him kick from behind. It was just like never seen it like it. It's all straight.
Yeah, he's a match winner, isn't he? He's a match winner. He's got that composure now as well, where perhaps he didn't have that early on. He'd miss a kick and that would be the end of the world to Lee. Remember? But
yeah. He's just chilled now, isn't he?
Yeah. He has chilled and he's a better player for it. But just keeping on training. Yeah, at the moment, Jim, the Ironman Wales is still on. Until I hear anything else. you know, I'm just going to train for it and keep busy as well. It's something to do, you know. I'm lucky I got one of those watt bikes and a treadmill here as well if I can't get out. And it's whenever Gail says I got to go shopping down Tesco or Lidl's, I say, oh no, I can't now. I've got to go for a run. So that's the motivation I need.
Yeah. Here we are. This is us trying to win the game now, just playing from our 22.
I say it again, he was so good, Bernie. Do you reckon he was the best fullback in the world at one point?
I think so.
It was complete game, didn't he?
Yeah. And he's playing good for club as well. He was amazing for the Ospreys bomb, wasn't he?
Oh, brilliant.
You know, every time he played, whether it was the red jersey or black jersey, he was just fabulous. I thought you were going to go all the way there, Bob.
But that's probably the furthest I ever run in the game with the ball.
Here we are. So we're 3 points behind at this point. 24-21 Scotland.
Is this the long phase at the end? Go on, Stephen.
Oh, we've got a while to go, haven't we?
That was the pre-season with Craig White. That was flying.
One mistake, the game's over. James Hook.
So we're only 3 points behind. And you kind of think, right, we're just be trying to keep the ball in hand. There you are, Roberts, show and go. Thank you.
Oh,
great offload.
Oh,
tripped. Did he dive or was he tripped?
I think he was tripped, but the flailing of the arms was pretty dramatic.
It was football-esque.
Yeah. It was. I think Lee was a little bit sketchy about this programme tonight as well, because I seen him on Twitter saying it wasn't a dive, so he was a bit worried and concerned about the feedback from this game. But I'm sure he got clipped.
Here we are. The slow-mo will come up now. Bomb, you're in this conversation. Can you remember it? Do you go for the points? Do you go for the try? We're 3 points behind. 24-21 Scotland.
That's the other thing I was asking to get taken off. I was knackered.
Yeah, you were like, hold on, it's gone 40 minutes.
Yeah. I'll take the loss. Rory Jackson, that wasn't it?
Yeah, young Rory Jackson.
Yeah.
Retired last week. Played a fantastic career.
What's that? What's this dude's with the headband? What's his name?
Goodman.
Goodman,
yes.
Goodman.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't on long, was he?
Stephen, take your time.
There we are. So take the 3. It's level. There's 80 minutes on the clock. The clock's in the red, and obviously the rule at the time is you can't kick the ball straight off, right? So if you're Scotland here, where do you kick the ball?
I reckon I'd be.
Would you kick to compete, or would you kick it long?
Kick to
and remember, you've got 13 players on the park, not 15.
Yeah. I think you've got to kick it short, don't you, and just go up and try and mess it up. If it's a knockout,
I guess
it's game over.
You probably don't need more than 2 in the backfield, because Wales weren't going to kick really, so.
And unlikely to kick.
Probably the worst place they could have kicked, wasn't it? Really.
This is an outrageous moment I guess in all our careers. I don't think we'll ever forget this.
I can't believe Steve kicked the ball.
Mate, and you watch the ball that is destined 90% of the time will go out in the field of play.
How did that stay in there?
Yeah, I know. It's this one now, isn't it?
We were screaming as well, keep the ball, and he does this.
And he kicks it. How this bounces in, I do not know.
What's the score here?
It's 24 all.
24.
Yeah. Lee Halfpenny had a great game. Having watched it back.
I was actually outside here.
Shame you're actually on the ball here then.
I know.
So you play 9 and you work around.
That's a great carry, Bell.
Yeah.
Squeeze ball.
He gets tied in, doesn't he? Look at that. I'm just sniping round the
corner. Am I getting the win?
There I am.
What are you passing?
4 players outside. Unbelievable. Shane,
I honestly didn't know. Yeah, it just couldn't believe it. You know, I think we could sense, couldn't we, that something was happening. We could sense that we were going to score. They were down to 13. They were out on their feet. Let's be honest. They were knackered. They'd been defending for the last 25 minutes. And I just remember thinking, no, I was blowing mine, to be honest. But I think I got involved in that last bit of play about 5 or 6 times before eventually getting the last touch. But you know, it was hard work, wasn't it? We'd made hard work of it. It was more relief than anything else, to be honest, Jim, because looking back at it, we didn't play well, did we? We just didn't play well, but we started playing good rugby with 10 minutes to go, probably. So,
credit to Scotland as
in
well.
all
They
honesty,
played very well in that.
They were good, weren't
they did, and a bit of me felt sorry for them. It really did, but at the same time, it was great spectacle for the fans, wasn't it? And the funny thing was, I had mates that were watching the game at the stadium that they missed the last 10 minutes because they buggered off to walkabouts, so they didn't see us win the match. They went there like with, lips on the floor, poodying, and by the time they got to walkabouts, everyone celebrating. So
Again, like
I thought that was a great comeuppance, like that fella.
Yeah, and we were in walkabout 3 hours later, and Andy Powell, there he is.
Oh, there he is. Oh, God.
You're
almost lucky that game.
One trouser leg missing.
Yeah. You're almost lucky that game was so, like, as it was, because the whole thing would be remembered for Powley otherwise. The game kind of brings us back around to the rugby a little bit. But.
So it's a brutal game to lose, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's talk about Tom Evans, because we haven't spoken about his injury. Obviously, it didn't show it on the video, but this game was the end of his career.
Yeah.
He broke his neck. I was a medical student at the time, and I went to visit him the following week in hospital. He was in not intensive care, kind of just high dependency unit in Cardiff. Obviously, he'd fractured his neck. He got extremely lucky that he was able to walk again. He had a neck fracture. He didn't have any nerve damage, and obviously now he's got a very famous missus. I don't know if any of you lads have spoken to Tom in recent times, but he's obviously seeing Nicole Scherzinger, and he's gone on to do some great things in the media. Do you lads look back at your career and kind of think you were fortunate with injuries, or don't like talking about it? Do you not like looking back and kind of being superstitious and all that stuff? Or
I think I as a prop to come out of the game, relatively, not injury free, but like niggle free. I'm count myself very like, obviously got the back, neck, and all this type of stuff. But I was touch wood very lucky. I had a bad one with backies both to clean me out, but apart from that. Probably the worst thing for the two injuries I had was in really big games. Was the Lions' second test and the semi-final of the World Cup. So, but as for I didn't have too many bad injuries. Touch wood, like a lot of boys did.
Yeah. Shane.
Yeah, very similar. I'm very fortunate. I used to tear if I tore my hamstring and pulled my hamstring. I don't know how many times, and when that used to happen, I used to think it was the end of the world. So. I'm very fortunate in that sense. Never broke a bone. I dislocated my shoulder against South Africa, which was very painful. But when you look at what happened to Tom, what's happened to other players on the field and in training, I feel very, very fortunate. I had a friend of mine I had two friends actually that have passed away in the rugby field. One from a collision and one from a heart attack. So. I've got nothing to complain about. I've had a very, very, very good career. I'm able to walk. I'm able to play with the kids, and I get stiff, but I'm 43 now, so that's okay.
That's right.
But, very, very lucky. Very lucky.
Yeah, and I guess we can't talk about this game without talking about what happened with Powley. I think it was a big moment in. Obviously, what happened with Powley, everyone knows what happened that night. We had a great night in walkabout, and it was only right we went out to celebrate well. And obviously, what happened with Powley happened, and it changed the whole kind of social dynamic, I think, around matches. We weren't allowed out for about 18 months to 2 years after Test matches, if you remember. Thumper sat us down as a group and said, "Lads, you're not allowed out now. After Test matches, home Test matches, regardless of the game, you are coming straight back to the Vale." And I don't think we went out in Cardiff after a Test match until the Grand Slam in 2012. Do you think that was a turning point in kind of the professionalism and everything within the group?
Yeah, it's the ironic thing, James, is we did go out after that game, but we were told, eventually, don't be out too long, get back to the Vale Hotel. And that's what we did. And in fact, Andy did as well. The problem was that he had the munchies, was back at the Vale and decided to go on that trek. So, yeah, I in my career, I certainly saw a difference. It was, the social side of it was, if you play well, you deserve a beer, go out and enjoy yourself. And I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that side of it, and I'm sure most of us did. But when I got to World Cup 2011, and I knew, it was coming to the end of my professional career, I suppose, I could see there was a change. There was a lot of players that were far more professional. There was a lot of players who were, in fact, teetotal, that didn't drink at all. And because I was a bit more old school, I was like, God, that's a bit strange. That's a bit weird. They're not having a beer after the game. But that's the way the game was going, I suppose.
Just the 5 pints the night before the game for you, Shane.
Yeah, I should have been here. I should have been playing in the 80s, probably in the 70s, 80s. But, that's the way it was. And, I certainly enjoyed it. I wouldn't change it at all. But players are far more professional now. Players, like I say, likes a tip break. He's not a drinker as he had. There's players like... that didn't touch a drop before. So it's a different game now, and I suppose perhaps players are a bit more professional.
I think it coincided with those boys coming through.
Yes.
You Warbies. You were a student, so you were the worst of most of the boys. But Warby, the Halfpenny, these type of guys coming through. I just thought, not that it changed the whole outlook of the older players, but certainly you realise you have to be more professional, more on your game, and more. It was that dry board before the World Cup, wasn't it? And whoever had the drink before, when apparently Gethin didn't drink for the whole 10-week pre-season before it, but don't know if I believe that. But I think I was thinking it was that sort of new flux of players who were coming through and who didn't have that kind of old school Welsh mentality.
Yeah, and that, as you said, that group that came through then coincided with Wales going on to achieve kind of what we did in 2011, that World Cup semi-final, 2012, 2013 as well. So, yeah. Okay, and we'll finish with where would that victory we've just watched rank among some of your favourite matches in your career, Shane?
Look, it's probably one of the most memorable games I played in. Like I said earlier, probably not the most spectacular of games Wales have ever played. At the end of the day, that Six Nations, we didn't win the campaign. It didn't win us the championship or the Grand Slam. So there were bigger games, I suppose, but just the manner in which we, and the pride we showed in our jerseys to finish the game like that was incredible. And, a game that I'll never forget, because I loved every second of it. And I loved the way that the boys kept fighting right to the end. So I probably played in bigger, more important matches and won more important matches. But you'll never forget a game like that where, we should never have won that game in the end, let's be honest. But we did. Yeah. So it was a classic, isn't it? It's going to be played forever.
Yeah. Bomb?
Yeah, again, same as Shane, I think. I think we all probably played in bigger games, but as an actual finish of the game, last 5 minutes is amazing. But I think it just showed I think they only been there 2 years, but the difference in, Gats and Sean and coming in and that sort of not so much being relentless and keep going till there's nothing till the referee actually blows his whistle, and even the little things like you're the fittest team in the Six Nations, no one's working harder than you, and you kind of ingrained that into your head, even if it wasn't true, but you had that sort of feeling, and because you're working so hard in training that you could go for that 85 minutes, and so I think that was a massive part of it.
Yeah, awesome. Well, just want to say, it was definitely one of the most memorable games of my career. I don't think you will ever experience a finish like that. Finishes like that in Six Nations history are very few and far between. But just thanks from the three of us to everyone who's tuned in tonight to watch one of the Six Nations, one of the greatest finishes we'll see in modern history. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Diolch.